Hi everyone, Bandanner here and welcome back to WARNO League Season 0.5 from SDL. Today we are with Matrin and Tmanplays for a game or two. Obviously this week we've had a bit of a jiggle up because the dev blog never happened, so I'm recording this instead. Tman playing over on the right in red as the 119th, and over on the left in blue we have Matrin playing as the 8th Infantry Division. Let's have a look at what Tman has down. Obviously this is a very favourable map for someone with a lot of heavy tanks. We've got Spetsnaz OP, Spetsnaz GRU, and Spetsnaz all heading up to here, somewhat aggressively, but not too aggressively. At the back, we have Sapri RPO, a T80 BVK, some Strellas, and some supply. Reasonably aggressive is going all the way up between the points. Spetsnaz GRU in the middle, not much going to the middle at all by the looks of it. An Igla and a MT-12 and a command heading up this way. And at this side, one Motostrelki BMP. Okay, there is not a lot in there, is there? Everything is pretty much going at the bottom. Let's have a look at this side as the game starts. LRS heading up to that building. Scouts going up to this building. Bradley heading up to the center there for the Tor 2 more than anything else. Bradley coming this way, heading into that little corner bit. At the bottom, we've got some engineers flash, some mech rifles, a MUT CV, and some supply heading into here. Surprised to see a supply heading in there with them. In the center, we have a Chaparral, an M1 Abrams Command, an M1 A1, mech rifles, rangers, and 2 Fliegerforsts. Going in fairly deep here. This should be an interesting start. Let's spin ourselves around. So Tman is going to be going into Echo early on, but we might see a counter push from Matrin, or even Matrin pushing his forces down to intercept. I feel like there's something missing on the side of Tman though. Maybe he bought an aircraft, I'm not sure. It just seems like he's not. Maybe there are 1,500 points there. It doesn't feel quite like that much. The defensive spread in the middle for Matrin is going to be pretty good here. Whether he's very aggressive will be the determining factor. But he will need to defend this bottom bit because Tman is pushing. I already see an M109 coming in at the back of there. That is an early purchase of an artillery piece for Matrin. Wow, that is very early. I see a helicopter at the other side by the looks of it. An Mi-24K coming in. Obviously hoping there's not much air defense there. Looks like Matrin's going to be maybe a little bit pushy in the middle. Certainly engaging on the Motostrelki at the far side of the middle, at the top of the map. Down here we do see the Spetsnaz GRU have walked into these units and are getting ripped apart by the flash at the moment. Needs to be careful. The mech rifles are there, but these vehicles, as long as they get close enough to the mech rifles, they'll kill them. Of course, he needs to be right on top of them. So the mech rifles can't fire at the moment. He's at range, so the mech rifles can technically open fire with the Dragon Launcher. The Strellas are coming in at the back there. Damage is being done to the flash and the mech rifles. Spetsnaz obviously assisting now. Some various reinforcements coming in for the center of the map for Matrin at the moment. An artillery piece opening fire. Firing at the middle, it looks like. I assume to try and dislodge infantry from buildings. Oh, Mi-24K gets hit in the middle there. Yeah, it's the MT-12 that's getting shot there. There's a T-80U rolling in for the center to help defend there, while the T-80 BVK has rolled into this corner. There is still a counter command in there for Matrin, so Tman will have to push through here a bit more aggressively, but a +2 is a nice start for him. He'll be happy enough with that. Artillery coming in on this point now. Looking for a kill on a command is a little bit off kilter though. Sapri RPO pushing up here. M1A1 still pushing the center there, sort of being moved down to the lower end of that point. I think they're looking for the command. Tman could be in a bit of trouble there. He has nothing defending that command at the moment. The T-80U is a little ways off. And that chopper is in no position to fight. Another T-80U coming in on the southern road. Helicopters coming in here. Blackhawks with aero rifles for emergency response. Strelas are further back, so won't actually get to shoot these as they come in, but the Tow Cobra obviously will still be at risk from these Strelas when they move up. Aero rifles will cause issues for the Sapri RPO that are in there on their own. Artillery coming in on this point once more. Just hitting the back there, probably hoping to hit the command. T-80U has arrived in the center, is engaging on the infantry there now. LRS taking a nasty hit. More aero rifles coming in down here. Good response from Matrin, very quick reinforcements. Oh, Strelas are now in range to engage, and down goes that Black Hawk. No more helicopter-based reinforcements for this point. T-80U at the bottom there, taking its time to get in. There are some more Spetsnaz on the way. One aero rifle squad did go down. The other one now engaging with the Sapri RPO. Sapri RPO looking a little bit better since they're not as stressed out at the moment. Yeah, aero rifles stunned by this squad. M60s coming in there, a group of, and the M109 frantically firing in here, trying to get a kill on the Sapri RPO. He will need to get them out of there. Tow Cobras being engaged by the Strelas now. Good hit. Bradley firing in from the side, though. Gets a good kill on one of those Strelas. T-80 BVK heading in for the center now. Obviously, there was a loss of the command there. There's also been a loss of the command at the bottom here. There's 2 commands lost for Tman in this game. The T-80 BVK going down here, not ideal. And the loss of the little vehicle in the middle, also not good, because at the moment he has 0 control of the center. T-80U having to back off here while reinforcement infantry arrive. One remains in the center, not in a terrible position. There's another T-80 BVK coming in for the bottom. Artillery coming in there, trying to hit the Strelas, but they have moved, and, well, one of them died. A-10 Thunderbolt coming in the middle there, looking for a kill on that T-80U. Obviously, it is visible to Matrin, I think. It's just parked on the edge there. Thunderbolt does veer off. Mi-24K is back in action at the bottom here. Chaparral's being moved down in the center to engage it, though. Oh, dodges. Just manages to dodge. M60's coming in down here. The Spetsnaz OP will be able to deal with them. Thunderbolt goes down to MiG-29. MiG-29 taking fire, though, from the Chaparral and the Fliegerforsts. Does get out intact. Mi-24K, however, not looking so healthy. Takes a hit, is routed. Oh! Saved by the Spetsnaz. Spetsnaz in the center there managed to get the kill on the Chaparral. Is it going to get a kill possibly on the M1A1 as well that's pushing across here? It's coming in fairly aggressively there. Now back to neutralized currently. T-80U's pushing up here. He will be wanting to get a kill on that M1A1. If he can kill the M1A1 at the front here, he'll be in a much better position. Bradley there causing issues for the infantry ant building. Spetsnaz OP gets the kill on one of the M60s here. The other one already badly damaged. Fire Team AT4 waiting to come into the point. T-80 BVK coming in down here now. Should be able to get back in this point. Currently Matrin in the lead though. With 276 points to 171. M1A1 goes down, and that's what Tman needed. on the T80Us. Badly damaged there. There is a Cobra coming in. Has taken some damage though. Eagler got a nice hit on it there. Another M1A1 is in, going up against the T80U. T80U struggling to get hits, but so is the Abrams. T80PVK moving in as well. Needs to not show its side armor to that tank. That could be a nasty loss. That's a good hit. Oh, hull breach. Did you see the secondary explosion there? That is not good. That was a nasty crit there on Matrin. A bad RNG roll. Over at this side, that command tank still taking sweet time to get into that bottom point again. But at the moment, Tman looking a lot better in the middle. Obviously, needs a little bit of repair on some of his tanks, but other than that, 2 T80Us is a scary prospect, especially when you've lost an M1A1 and the other one is very badly damaged. That M1 Abrams command tank looking a little bit unsafe now in the middle. Over at this side, the command is back in that point. Another M1A1 going into the center there. Chaparral, some supply going in as well to rearm that M1A1 that was badly damaged. Bit of a stalemate here at the moment. Realistically, Tman doesn't know it, but he probably has enough to take all of the buildings once more. But at the minute, he's happy just getting the +2. Over in the center, waiting for everything to get repaired and rearmed. That T80U not quite in the range of that supply vehicle by the looks of it. Yeah, supplies being moved back over now. Sapri RPO at this side, chasing out the Fireteam AT4. But yes, looking a little bit worse for Matrin in the middle now. Tman will be looking to build up that critical mass of T80s. No T80UDs in yet, but we will see one eventually, I believe. Another T80U coming in at the bottom there. Command moved out away from that artillery. Back to +1 for Matrin. Good harassment with that artillery for Matrin. Another single M1A1 being moved up on its own here. T80BVK back in. Tow 2 in that building, taking a shot at the T80U. Smoke goes down, but a little bit late. We'll have to pull back and repair again. MI24K waiting back here to get some kills. Obviously, that Tow 2 is a problem. T80U just sat down here. Not sure what it's going to be used for at the moment. A few more reinforcements coming into this point for Matrin. Various infantry coming in for Matrin at that side. I question whether that's going to be the most help for him right now, because he will be going up against a critical mass of T80s sooner or later, and they do a lot of damage. Look at the damage output on the M1A1. The other M1A1 being pushed up, while the other one goes back to repair. Of course, that all said, T80U has to keep retreating to repair as well. T80U pushing up at the bottom to try and engage that M60. It's currently engaging on the Engineer's Dragon. Engineer's Dragon are just going to scratch the front of that tank if they hit it. Not particularly scary. Artillery coming in again on the command tank there. Matrin just trying to stay ahead, but currently it is still +2 to Tman briefly. He's got a nice lead on those points now. Tman sort of hanging on to the edge of this point while he builds up forces. I don't think he's wanting to overextend. He's cleared out most of the infantry. He's just taking his time. T80U at the bottom there hasn't taken any hits from those poor dragons. They are not looking good right now. Cobra here engaging but is about to be hit by a Tunguska probably. Has managed to kill a couple of BMPs, or a BMP. The other one has just about survived. Thunderbolt coming in at the back there again. Tman doing a bit of a two-pronged assault here. He's pushing up units at the far side. He's launching missiles. He's trying to get a shot on the CV, I think. Artillery coming in on that building. I thought it might be going for the T-80U. Lots of Fireteam AT4s moved in here. T-80U will just back off rather than take a shot from them. Oh! Going... Oh! That Thunderbolt almost got a side shot on the T-80U. That would have been devastating, but it was destroyed. And the missile that it launched missed. That was quite unlucky for Matrin. His dice rolls have been pretty unfortunate this game. One of the M1A1s went down in the middle as the T-80Us pushed up. T-80U and BVK making short work of those scouts. Those reinforcements arriving down here for Matrin in the forest area, but I'm pretty sure that Tman is going to hold. He's currently remaining at a +2. Fireteam AT4 here being moved out, potentially across open ground, and yet immediate response by the T-80U is going to absolutely wreck them before they get to the other side here. We'll also engage on the M60. Misses it, glancing blow. Next shot. He gets the hit and gets the kill. Fireteam 84 routed. MI-24K moving up. Needs to be careful. There is a chaparral there. T-80UD. The big daddy is here. T-80UD moving in now. The chopper goes down, but the T-80UD is just going to steamroll through here. Biggest threat being those AT4 launches. He just needs to kill them from range. Look at that tank. That is a beast of a tank. Matrin looking a little bit less solid now. Tman just remains in control, complete control of the center, as the M1 Abrams command tank has gone down. I mean, it was inevitable at this point. It was quite far forward, and as soon as those T-80Us got in range and saw it, it was dead. Over at this side, still hanging on in the edge at this point with some infantry. Matrin has just lost control everywhere else. I think there is one M1A1 left in the middle next to that Bradley. Looks to be trying to perhaps hold off the T-80UD at the bottom there. But Tman quite happy to just sit now. 23 minutes left of this game. Jaeger Commander coming in for the center. Another M1A1. But Tman looking pretty strong right now. Good artillery use by Matrin for harassment. Just picking off the odd unit, making Tman move stuff around. But in the grand scheme of things, it's about the map control, and Tman is a slow start with this division, but once they build up all of those T-80Us and UDs, it is a very hard thing to stop them. And we see another T-80UD coming in the center there to help push across the middle. Most likely BMP trying to perhaps get in a position to see the command there. T-80U engaging on the M1A1. The Bradley has gone down, and Akav went down. The other M1A1 pushing up here slightly, but thinking better of it. Infantry reinforcements arriving for Tman at that second bottom point as well. Looks like he will try to get in this side. Obviously, in an ideal world, he would like to kill the Mutt CV at the back. Lots of infantry reinforcements arriving at this side for Matrin. He's looking to push them through the forest to get right into the Spetsnaz and the Sapri RPO. Spetsnaz crew chased out of the center by the artillery there. T-80UD taking a shot from the TOW2. Smokes in time. Another Strela coming in and some more. Oh, finally artillery. Artillery guns coming in for Tman now. Looking to use them perhaps to help him dislodge some of these TOW2s. T80UD at the bottom there has taken some damage. TOW Cobra pushing across. There's a Tunguska at the back. There is a Strela still in play. There are 2 Cobras here. Strela being moved up. Tunguska not yet being moved into a more forward position. There it goes. It's on the move now. It's like he heard me say it. Tunguska trying to get some hits. Oh, and there it goes. A nice hit, and the other Cobra was right next to it, so the splash damage took effect. BMP-1 destroyed by the M1A1. T80UD being moved up to try and engage it. A kill on that M1A1 would be devastating right now. Matrin does not have many tanks in play. Oh, and the T80UD gets it. 1 hit, 1 kill. T80UD dishing out the pain. Yeah, artillery in now for Tman, clearing out the TOW2s in the center so he can push up his tanks there without worrying about them quite so much. Down the bottom here, good push by these infantry in the forest for Matrin. Obviously he's got some flash in there, the Rangers as well, all very good units. Certainly outnumbers the other side. Spetsnaz very strong in this situation though. But they're going to be overwhelmed. If only he had 2 or 3 squads of those, he'd be in a better position. They were already damaged. Yeah, they're going to get slaughtered here. Rangers being pushed up to shock range. And the T80 BVK is pulled out of the center. But the lead on the points for Tman is very, very good right now. He's 1,200 points and counting. Matrin still back on 309. And there is no way Matrin can push the middle of this area back now. The middle point has way too many T80Us. He will have a real struggle there. Even using artillery to try and kill them, he's going to have a really hard time. Everything just being pulled back at the bottom here by Tman. He doesn't want to lose his tank. He'd rather just pull back, let those infantry overextend, and then shoot them from the side. He doesn't need to be overly aggressive. He's way ahead now. T80UD taking some damage there at the bottom. Will need to be pulled back for repair. Artillery still being used to good effect by Matrin. But he has lost control of the center. At the top here, you'll see most of his infantry's gone. Good use by Tman of his artillery to clear those points. Rangers here engaging on the Spetsnaz group from inside the forest. Surprised we haven't seen some kind of bomber come in for these, to be honest. I see a load of Cobras coming in. Look at all those TOW Cobras. Tunguska there getting a nice kill. Mi-24's coming in for these infantry. I did wonder if we might see that. Obviously, there's no AA up here. That means the Mi-24s can just absolutely annihilate this infantry. It was either going to be a bomber or it was going to be some helicopters. Those infantry massively overextended without any AA. Very easy to clear up. TOW2 getting a shot on the Tunguska here. Misses. That could have been unfortunate. Hopefully Tman paid attention to where that came from and will counter battery the building. An M1 Abrams command coming in for the bottom here. As the command has had to shift, but it's still alive. 16 minutes left of this game. I'm wondering who is going to push, if anyone. Tman could just sit now. He has won this game. He could just sit and defend, and it'll be very, very hard for Matrin, I think, at this stage, to muster the forces to be able to push the T80 tank wall. I think that Tman won't sit still, though. He likes to prod and poke. I expect we'll see him continue to attack. Weasel coming in there, looking for a Tunguska. Tunguska had its weapons turned off, has now turned them on, and down the Weasel goes. 2 MiG-29s came in as well. Tman, very good player, will definitely be turning his Tunguskas on and off, depending on what comes into the map. Cobras rushing round the side of the map here. What is this? Blackhawk with aero rifles. I think he's thinking he can go round the back. That is not going to happen. The MiG-29s are still in play here, and there's no anti-air there that's going to stop them. These Cobras are going to get wrecked. Not to mention the Strelas in that point. I'm not quite sure what he's thinking here. But pushing them all the way to the side to go round to the back point, maybe? He would need an infantry command in a helicopter to do this. Realistically, for that to work. I'm very surprised these MiG-29s haven't engaged on the tow Cobras. Surely he's seen them. I can't believe their air optics aren't seeing these as they fly past. Yeah, I mean, that one even started targeting the helicopters. Very confused. They're obviously going right round the back, hoping to get a kill on the MSTA. Here we go, finally. It's because he's got multiple MiG-29s in, going for kills now. Yeah, this game's over. MiG-29 will come back for another pass on that tow Cobra. I think this was just a last-ditch attempt to get some... Yeah, there we go. There's a surrender. Commiserations, Matrin. I think he was just trying to have a bit of fun at the end there and kill those artillery pieces around the back. Well played, Tman. Obviously, a massive difference in kills to losses by the end there, and that's why I was saying I just couldn't see Matrin pulling it back. Tman just had too many heavy T-80s. Once you've got the wall on that map, it is very difficult to overcome. MVP... I'm not giving it to a T-80U. No chance. You know, MVP probably has to go at the M109. It got quite a few kills. It was doing a pretty good job of that game. So for me, M109 gets MVP, that artillery piece. Well played, guys. Let's hop into game number 2 and see if Matrin can pull this back. Welcome to game number 2 with Matrin and Tman. Interestingly, we are over on Two Lakes, the new version, Two Lakes Duel. Tman is once again playing as the 119th. I am genuinely surprised he's brought that out on this map. It's not a bad map for tanks. It just tends to rely on quite a lot of infantry in the towns. So that's why I'm surprised. Over on the other side, we have Matrin playing as the 39th, obviously. Infantry-based division with some very good tanks as well. So this could really go either way here. Let's have a look at what Matrin's got down this time. He's over here in blue. Razvedka heading up to those buildings in the middle. An Mi-24K. Not got a position yet, but obviously we'll just push up to catch out any early recon. Here we've got Razvedka and Razvedka Sapri pushing into the buildings. At the back, we have T-80Bs, BMP-2s with Motostrelki, T-80BVK, Strela, and a supply, all heading into this point, obviously wanting to build a good defensive wall there. And at this side we have a bit of a spread, Motostrelki Metis, BTR Command, and an Igla pushing over this way. Over at the other side, as we spin round, for Tman we have Estrella and a BTR Command pushing up this way. We have Spetsnaz GRU, Spetsnaz OP, and Spetsnaz heading into Lima to protect that. Spetsnaz GRU heading into these buildings in the center as well. That will be an interesting little opener. We have some Spetsnaz, Spetsnaz OP, and Spetsnaz GRU heading into Oscar. Not much going in there at all. We do have a Tunguska and a T-80 BVK heading into Papa and then up to Oscar though. And the Tunguska obviously just going straight up this way. Early engagement. It's going to be with the Mi-24K, I suppose. If anything here, I really can't see there being much of an infantry engagement because neither player really pushing into the other person's points right now. On the aggressive side, I could see Matrin being fairly aggressive at the bottom here since he's sent up tanks. MiG-29 coming in, going straight for that Mi-24K. That was an early MiG-29 purchase for Tman. Does do a serious amount of damage. The Mi-24K is still in play, but will probably be retreated to get repaired if it's not killed on this pass by the MiG-29 once more. Down it goes. No way it's survived. No, I was going to say, no way it's surviving that. I almost did on like a tiny slither of health. Spetsnaz grew back off as the Razvedka make it to that building first. Tman thinking better of that. T-80B and BVK coming in at the bottom here. As I say, potential for a push. BTR-60 is pushing at the bottom here. I think Matrin's thinking he needs to be a little bit aggressive before that wall of T-80Us arrives. That is the thing here. If Tman has time to build up, then once again you'll be faced with a lot of nasty tanks. And obviously he can field quite a few MiG-29s as well. And there's the BTR going down the Spetsnaz Gru. That said, what's there? Razvedka are pushing up now. TDBVK caps this point. Obviously the BMP-2s will be good for pushing here. They outrange the infantry that's there. Really depends on how aggressive Matrin wants to be. And it looks like he's going to be fairly aggressive. The tanks are pushing up along with the BMP-2s. Those motor-stocky BMP will obviously cause issues. T-80U already on the map. Quick purchase there by Tman. T-80U straight away for the center and that top point. Sapri RPO coming in for the top as well. Razvedka engaging with the Spetsnaz Gru, who will win that fight. Razvedka, slightly smaller squad. Spetsnaz Gru here annihilated by those vehicles. They made short work of it. TO-55's coming in on this side. That's a cheap and quick purchase to try and stave off some of this infantry. And the Sapri RPO is redirected, potentially, to the bottom. Possibly actually going to help the Spetsnaz Gru here. I'm not sure. I thought it was going to come straight down that road to Lima here. Matrin on the push. Currently +2 to Tman. Matrin forgot about his back point, I believe. He does have something heading there now. Yeah. I've forgotten about that point myself before. I've seen a few players forget. TO-55's coming in. And a T-80U behind them. That was the fear. Once those T-80U start rolling in, it's how do you deal with them? You need your own T-80 BVs and plenty of them. And potentially some air superiority. The engagement has started here. Those Motorstrelki not equipped to go up against these squads. That's a Sapri RPO and a Spetsnaz squad. Motorstrelki go down. Those vehicles need to be in there assisting. He doesn't realise it, but obviously the BMP-2s could roll in here and just clear up. There's nothing in there that can hurt them. They are able to fire from outside the point though. That T-80U rolling in. I'm worried about the T-80B. It will not fare well against the T-80U. Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz. Oh, the Spetsnaz OP is still alive. I thought it was an RPO squad. Okay, the OP will kill these vehicles. My mistake. Apologies. I'm so used to Tman bringing in an RPO and a Spetsnaz squad. He seems to put them together a lot. TDBVK being moved up into this point. Has neutralized Tman with a slight advantage, but currently +2 to +2 to Matrin even. How are we looking at the other side now? Not really any movement over there. Do see the Sapri RPO moved up quite far, but are now retreating. TO-55 goes down to the BMP-2 missile, but the T-80U and BVK coming down from the top now, cutting off that attack. Good response from Tman bringing those down. T80U does take a hit from a missile, but shrugs it off, realistically. TO55 does not shrug it off, however. Is stunned by the BMP2. T80B moving up to finish it off if it can. T80B launching a missile. I think that was at the T80U. MiG-27 laser guided bomber came in there, but was annihilated. SU-27S coming in for the MiG-29. MiG-29 goes down. Does take fire from the Tunguska, but gets out intact. Mi-24K coming in here. There is a Strela in play. Strela gets a good hit. It's good dice rolls here for Matrin. A second good hit straight away. After Matrin's poor dice rolls in the previous game, he's looking a bit better this time. T80B firing at a T80U, firing at a T80B. Oh, T80B is not going to fare well here versus a T80U and a BVK. And there it goes. It is dead. Matrin needs T80BVs down here. He cannot match the firepower coming from the T80Us with a standard T80B. He's going to need multiple BVs. I can't tell if there's any on the way there. There is a tank on the way. There is a T80BV on the way. He's going to need a few of those. He's holding at the moment, but T-Man's encroaching. It might be one of those situations where sometimes you're better off pulling back and surrendering the ground temporarily rather than lose your command tank. Depends how aggressive T-Man is here. Good use of that Mi-24V. AA chopper. Scared off those tanks. Didn't do a lot of damage. Strela moving up at this side, looking for a kill on it though. Still +2 to Matrin. I mean, if he can hold, it's great, but I'm worried that he's just going to get overwhelmed. Third T80U almost arrived at this point now. Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz OP coming in as well. BMP-1s with infantry called in too. Mi-24 VP, not a bad choice. He needs to be really, really careful with these helicopters. They could be so strong here, but there are various Strelas knocking about. But the Mi-24 VP obviously poses a threat to those tanks. There's the Tunguska in range. Strela moved up as well. Good dodges by those helicopters though. He should be pleased with that. T80BV almost at the front. This point completely under the control of Matrin now, at a +4 as the command was pulled back away from the infantry. This is a surprise. Motostrelki not going to fare well against those tanks firing in. Matrin in a nice position now. Victory in 9 minutes. Surely T-Man will not let that happen. He is going to push and push hard. T80U's moving across the top area now with the T80BVK charging across. Choppers being used to clear things up at this side. Dealing with the infantry. Needs to be careful. That Strela's moving up again. T80BVK goes down in that point. That's what I was worried about. Sooner or later, T-Man was going to move in and kill it. T80BV at this side. It's going to be up against multiple tanks on its own, and down it goes. Yeah, you can't send one BV in on its own against this tank wall. You're going to have to build up multiple. This is not going to go well for Matrin, I'm afraid. He's got, again, another single T80BV coming in. If only he'd waited and pulled that T80BV back. But in the heat of the moment, you forget these things. It is so difficult when you're playing the game, the stuff that goes through your head, the decisions you make. You watch back afterwards and think, no, I shouldn't have done that. T80BV very sensibly stopped on that road. 27S goes in, kills the MiG-29, but it does go down itself to the Tunguska. AC-25 AT's coming in here. Good choice. Tunguska engaging on one. T80U is managing to survive. Oh, that was so unlucky. How that T80U survived all of that firepower, I do not know. SU-25 should just get out, I think. They're going to take a while to repair. T80U here clearing out the rest of this point. And Tman will probably roll straight into the next point as well. There's not a lot defending there. The T80BV obviously is there to help, but isn't going to stop multiple T80Us. See a little bit of movement up here for Matrin at this top point, but there's too much defending there. There's no way Matrin has enough to push into that point unless he calls in a lot of reinforcements. But at the moment, realistically, he needs to defend down here because Tman is going to come this way and he is going to just pile drive through this point. Tman won't rush though. He will take his time. That is one of the hallmarks of some of the best players. Tman, Lathans, Mix 90, you know, you see them play this game and they're just calm. They don't panic. It's very hard to fluster them. If you can fluster them, you know, you can very effectively then potentially beat them. But getting them to that state is very difficult. Very, very difficult. But that is a nasty thing to see. Multiple T80Us rolling in. One of them does need a repair, but there's still two available. .27 minutes left to this game. T80BV there engaging on the tanks, but it is on its own still and has taken a nasty hit already. We'll need to pull back and repair. And Tman on the move, just pushing things up bit by bit. Reinforcements coming in at the top for Matrin. He's going to try and push the other side. Some reinforcements coming in to defend this point as well. Another T80BV coming in for Matrin. This potentially could force Tman to split his forces. It's difficult to say. Well, Strelky will help as long as he don't get shot on the way in. Yeah, more reinforcements coming in there for Tman, and I'm assuming they're going to head up to the top. Yeah, they're heading up to that point and into the center here. So Tman is planning to protect that area. And he still has more than enough to push down here. BMP 1 piece pushing in. Absorbing some of the fire before the big tanks roll in. Strelky already not looking so good that we're just called in there as well. Another T80BV being called in. If you can build up 3, 4, 5 T80BVs and then roll them forward together, he has a good chance of picking off a couple of T80s, including the U's. But it's getting to that stage, obviously. Supplies coming in. Another T80BVK coming in. Tman is determined. He's getting into this point with a command. Infantry are already in the zone, though. And at the other side, Matrin is making progress, but he's about to come up against Spetsnaz. Does seem to have thought better of sending that in. The Mi-24K is up there as well. There's no anti-air at the top there for him. And that Mi-24K just melts those Motor Strelky. T80 BVK moving into this point now is taking fire from the Mi-24V, but will just roll in anyway. Infantry moving in around the bottom here. The map control is with Tman. He's got a lot of units in play. Certainly outnumbers what Matrin has. And obviously losing a few T80s in the T80 BV. Not ideal for Matrin at this stage. Three T80Us in play. Second T80 BVK rolling in. He has capped that point completely and is removing his T80 BVK to safety. There is a command being called in for Matrin now. Matrin has not made landfall on the point at the other side of the map. Well defended there by Tman. Certainly done some damage, but hasn't managed to get into the point itself. Down here, +2 to Tman currently. Mi-24 goes down to the Tunguska and the Strela. Sapriapio being moved in here. Lots of infantry in the forest, ready to be moved in when necessary. T80 BV just shooting down that road. Taking out the transport vehicles. The Sapri commanders coming in. Along with a couple more squads of Modostralki at the top here. Defensive wall set up by Tman holding. It's going to take quite a lot of infantry just to push into that point, especially with helicopter support. Mi-24K in range, being engaged by the Tunguska. Takes a nasty hit. Another one will take it down. Tunguska misses. Needs to be repaired. Oh, sorry, rearmed specifically. The chopper needs repairing. T80U and BVK pushing around the bottom here. That infantry has been moved up. A couple of squads left down the bottom there to guard the forest. Resupply coming in as well. More Modostralki and BMPs coming in. The command never actually made it into the point, as it remains +2, a win within 20 minutes. Cluster coming in here, looking for a kill on a tank perhaps. Oh, nice strike. Kills a Ural. Does some damage to the T80U. Just under 21 minutes left of this game, but I just don't see how Matrin pulls this back. He doesn't have the forces to really assault the other side of the map when more reinforcements are coming in to hold it for Tman, and he's lost control of this point at this side. Unless he can do something with those T80 BVs at the top there and kill a few of these T80Us. If he can take out 2 of them, he'll be in a good position. My concern is he's taking those T80 BVs up towards the top point, and the T80U is already being moved up to engage them. Yeah, they're being moved around. They're actually being moved around this point. Another cluster coming in there looking for a kill on that tank. Those tanks are being rolled forward out the way. Does do some damage to them again though. Modostralki there getting some shots off on the T80 BVs. They do go down though. T80U being moved to a safe distance. T80 BVK firing from the middle there. T80U being moved up to engage. BMPs being moved up to engage. T80BV smokes. T80U engaging on another one. Oh, he's going for the Razvedka. Must not be able to see the T80BV. The BVK was pulled back to safety. Determined to kill that Razvedka now. Helicopters moving in here with long-range ATGMs from the Mi-24V. He's taking fire from the Eagler though. Still +2 to Tman, and I just don't know how Matrin can turn this around. Kills to losses again are going to be massively in Tman's favour here. Down goes the Mi-24V though. But well played here by Tman. And there's the surrender. I was going to say, I wasn't sure how to come back from that. Not with all those T80Us in play. Again, bit of a difference in kills to losses. Matrin really well played though. Tman, as ever, a nightmare to play against. Spetsnaz Gru got a lot of kills at the start there. T80BVK was doing a good job. Over at the other side of the map, nothing too stand out. MVP has to go to the Spetsnaz Gru for all of their kills at the start. And throughout the game. Well played, guys. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you all soon for some more WARNO.